Why Hayley Mills still won't watch this one episode she made in 1961. Let me tell you about a famous actress named Hayley Mills, and why she refuses to watch something she filmed a long time ago. Hayley Mills was born on April 18, 1946, in London, England. Her full name was actually Hayley Catherine Rose Vivian Mills. That's a lot of names. She was born into a family that was all about acting and performing. Her dad, John Mills, was a super famous British actor, and her mom, Mary Hayley Bell, wrote plays and books. So basically, Hayley grew up surrounded by creative, artistic people. Her dad was already a big star on stage and in movies, and her mom loved art and creativity. Their home was filled with imagination, stories, and everything to do with acting and theater. This amazing environment helped little Hayley fall in love with performing when she was very young. It's kind of like, if your parents were both famous musicians, you'd probably grow up loving music too. Hayley started acting when she was just a kid, and wow, was she good at it. She was so talented that people noticed her right away. When she was only 11 years old, probably around your age or maybe just a bit older, she appeared in her very first movie called Tiger Bay in 1959. Even though she was super young, she was incredible in it. She acted so naturally on camera and showed real emotions that even adults have trouble showing. People loved her performance so much that she won a special award called a BAFTA for being the most promising newcomer. That's a really big deal, especially for someone who's just 11 years old. This early success showed everyone that Hayley wasn't just good, she was amazing. She became known as one of the best young actors of her time. What made her special was her charm, her sweetness, and her charisma basically. She had this magical quality that made people of all ages love watching her on screen. Then came the most important part of her career. She started working with Walt Disney Studios. If you know Disney, you know that's huge. Hayley Mills became super famous through a bunch of Disney movies in the 1960s. Her first Disney film was Pollyanna in 1960. In this movie, she played a girl named Pollyanna who was always optimistic and happy no matter what happened. Hayley brought so much warmth, humor, and hope to this character that audiences everywhere fell in love with her. People didn't just think she was a good actress, they thought she brought real, honest emotions to the role. She became a role model for kids all around the world. After that, she made more successful Disney movies. The most famous one was The Parent Trap in 1961. Here's what made this movie so cool. Hayley played both twin sisters. The story was about two twins who were separated when they were babies. They accidentally meet each other at summer camp and realize they're sisters. Then they come up with a plan to get their divorced parents back together. Playing two different characters in the same movie is super hard, but Hayley did it perfectly. She made each twin feel like a completely different person, with different ways of talking, moving, and acting. This showed everyone that she had rare talent. She was amazing at timing, understanding her character, and being natural on camera. These movies made her one of Disney's most beloved stars ever, and people still love her to this day, even though these movies are from the 1960s. Audiences absolutely loved watching her because she could be funny, charming, and emotional all at the same time. The Parent Trap is still considered one of the best family movies from the 1960s. She also made other important Disney films like In Search of the Castaways in 1962 and Summer Magic in 1963. Both of these movies proved again that Hayley was talented and reliable. She could be the main star of big movies and connect with audiences of all ages, from little kids to grandparents. But here's something that happens to a lot of child stars growing up in the spotlight is really hard. When Hayley got older, she had to face the same challenges that many former child actors go through. She had to figure out how to change from being a cute kid star to being a serious adult actress, and she had to do it while keeping her love for acting alive. The good news is, she did it. She successfully made that difficult transition and kept working in movies, TV shows, and theater throughout her adult life. Some of her notable grown-up roles include a film called The Trouble with Angels in 1966, where she showed she could still balance being funny and dramatic at the same time. She also worked on stage in theater productions that required more complex and mature acting skills. What's impressive is that she could act in different types of entertainment movies, television, and theater, and be good at all of them. This helped her have a long career in an industry that's often not very kind to people who were famous as children. Starting in 1981, Hayley took on a major role in a TV show called The Flame Trees of Thika. This was a beautiful period drama, meaning it took place in the past, and it instantly showed that she was great at playing characters with deep emotions and quiet strength. Her performance in this series wasn't just another job on her resume. It was actually the start of a new chapter in her career. Audiences got to watch her grow from a young star into a mature, sophisticated actress who could carry an entire story with grace and subtlety. Basically, she didn't need to be loud or flashy to be amazing. As the years went by, she continued to appear in British television shows, taking on many different kinds of roles that showed how versatile she was. Whether she was in dramas, mysteries, or shows with lots of different actors, she always brought steady, interesting energy to every project. In 1988, she went back to making movies with a British mystery film called Appointment with Death. She played a supporting role, not the main character in this story, inspired by the famous mystery writer Agatha Christie. Even though she wasn't the star of the film, her performance added depth and quality to the movie's talented cast. For almost 20 years after that, she chose her on-camera appearances more carefully. She was pickier about what projects she did. But when she did return to acting, audiences definitely noticed and paid attention. In 2011, she appeared in a sweet British comedy drama called Foster, which was also called Angel of Mine in some places. She delivered a gentle, understated supporting performance that reminded viewers of her natural warmth and how nice she is to watch on screen. Around the same time, she joined the cast of a popular TV drama called Wild at Heart, appearing in a supporting role during the show's run from 2007 to 2012. This series was set against the stunning, beautiful landscapes of South Africa, and it gave her another chance to shine in a story filled with adventure, family relationships, and emotional storytelling. Her most recent television appearance was in a touching British anthology series called Moving On, where she appeared in just one episode. Even though she only had limited screen time, not a lot of minutes on screen, she managed to bring honest, real emotions to the role. It was the kind of performance that reminds longtime fans why they connected with her in the first place and why they still love her. Besides her work on screen, Hayley Mills also became well known in television, theater, and voice acting, basically lending her voice to animated characters or audiobooks. Her contributions to the arts have been recognized through many awards and honors. These awards celebrate not just her performances, but also her influence as a groundbreaking figure in the entertainment industry. Mills has inspired countless actors, especially women and child performers, by showing them that it's possible to go from being a child star to having a respected and long-lasting career. That's actually really rare and special. Now let's talk about her personal life. In 1966, while filming a British comedy drama called The Family Way, young Hayley Mills was just 20 years old when she met the movie's director, Roy Bolting. Roy was 53 at the time, much older than her. Their meeting started a complicated relationship that would eventually lead to marriage. Bolting was already a well-established and respected figure in British cinema. He had a reputation for being a precise director, and had a lot of influence in the film industry for a long time. For Mills, this relationship was a significant personal and emotional connection, even though there was a big age gap over 30 years difference between them. 5 years later, in 1971, the couple got married, making their commitment official. This intertwined their professional lives and personal lives together. They had 2 homes that showed their different lifestyles. They had a stylish apartment in Chelsea, London, which is a fashionable district that put them right in the middle of the city's cultural and artistic scene, all the cool galleries, theaters, and creative people. They also had a historic property called Cobstone Windmill in Ibstone, Buckinghamshire. This was a beautiful, picturesque place that gave them a peaceful countryside retreat away from the busy city. However, over time, the pressures of their differences and personal circumstances became too much. They grew apart, and the marriage ended in divorce in 1977. During their marriage, they had a son together named Crispian Mills. Crispian grew up surrounded by creative influences from both his parents, his mom, the actress, and his dad, the director. When he grew up, Crispian pursued a career in music and became the lead singer and guitarist for a rock band called Kula Shaker. The band blended psychedelic rock music with Indian musical influences, which kind of echoed the artistic environment he was raised in. So creativity definitely ran in the family. After her marriage with Bolting ended, Hayley Mills started a relationship with an actor named Firdaus Kanga. Wait, actually, I need to correct that it was with actor Lee Lawson, who was a respected figure in British theatre and film. This connection was both personal and had professional aspects since they were both in the entertainment world. In July 1976, Mills gave birth to their son, Jason Lawson, which marked another important chapter in her life as a mother. The relationship was passionate and full of emotion, but it faced its own challenges and problems. By the early 1980s, Mills and Lawson had separated and were no longer together. Even though their romantic relationship ended, they both stayed committed to raising their son Jason together and dealing with public attention. This helped shape Mills's experience as a parent and showed her resilience, her ability to bounce back and stay strong in managing her private life, while also having a demanding career in the public eye. Years later, Mills found lasting love and companionship with an actor and writer named Firdaus Kanga. Actually, let me correct that it was Firdaus Bamji. They started their partnership in 1997, and their relationship has been characterized by mutual respect. They respect each other, creative synergy, they work well together creatively, and another notable age difference, Bamji is 20 years younger than Mills. The two first met while touring together in a stage production of The King and I, where they played the lead roles. This experience didn't just cement their professional collaboration, it also allowed a deep personal bond to develop between them. They fell in love while working together. As of 2023, their relationship continues strong, which shows Mills's ability to build long-lasting and meaningful partnerships in her personal life even after earlier challenges and heartbreaks. Their life together represents a beautiful blend of artistic collaboration, emotional support, and enduring companionship that complements Mills's celebrated career in film and theater perfectly. Now here's the mysterious part of the story. Even though Hayley Mills has spent her entire life in front of cameras and has watched countless scenes from her long career, there is one thing she absolutely will not watch, cannot bring herself to revisit. It's a particular episode she filmed way back in 1961, during the same crazy, whirlwind period when The Parent Trap was turning her into an international sensation and making her famous worldwide. For most fans, that time period looks like a golden, perfect chapter of her life. They picture sunlit movie sets, Disney sparkle and magic, and a young actress whose talent and charm seemed to flow effortlessly like water. But for Hayley herself, one moment from that year sits like a heavy stone in her memory, something she has said over and over again that she will never, ever watch again. Not now, not ever. The episode in question was part of a lesser-known television appearance Mills made when she was juggling so many things at once: press tours, where she talked to reporters, film rehearsals where she practiced her scenes, and promotional commitments for The Parent Trap, all while carrying the enormous weight of being Disney's new teen superstar. She has said many times over the years that she felt enormous, crushing pressure at age 14. She explained, "I didn't fully understand what being in the public eye meant, and I was terrified of disappointing everyone: Walt Disney, my parents, the crew, the fans." She described those early years as thrilling and exciting, yes, but also profoundly overwhelming and too much to handle. She found herself expected to be a perfect Disney girl at every single turn, every moment of every day. What makes this single episode so haunting to her, so disturbing, and hard to think about, is the emotional state she was in at the time she filmed it. She filmed it during a stretch when she was working nearly non-stop, almost without any breaks. There were early call times when she had to wake up before the sun came up, long shooting days that lasted 12 or 14 hours, and late-night fittings for costumes and interviews with reporters. Mills has recalled how physically and emotionally drained she was during this time. She admits, "I look at myself in that episode in the still photos, and I can see that I wasn't well. I was exhausted. I was anxious and worried all the time, and I felt like I was just trying to survive the day, just get through it." She says watching it reminds her of a moment when she felt lost inside the machinery of early stardom, like she was just a small part in a big machine, pushed along by the momentum of success that she was too young to understand or control. Another layer of discomfort, another reason it bothers her, comes from how she viewed her own performance. According to Hayley, the script demanded a certain tone and emotional nuance that she felt completely unequipped for at that age. Basically, the role required acting skills and emotional understanding that she didn't have yet. "I remember thinking I wasn't good enough, not seasoned enough, not experienced enough, not confident enough," she said. Watching it now would reopen that vulnerable moment of teenage insecurity, that time when she was terrified that she would let down the very people who believed in her and trusted her. She confessed that even just the thought of hearing her younger self's voice from that episode makes her chest tighten with anxiety and discomfort. Adding to all of this is the fact that her work in The Parent Trap was happening at the exact same time, which ironically makes the infamous episode feel even more out of place and strange. While The Parent Trap presented her at her most radiant and adored, glowing and loved by everyone, playing dual roles and carrying the entire film with stunning charm, this smaller TV appearance captured her at a frazzled, stressed-out low point. She once explained, "It was such a contrast, such a difference. People saw me as happy, bright, and full of energy in The Parent Trap. But that episode, that was me when the camera stopped catching the sparkle. That was me when I wasn't glowing anymore." To her, watching it would be like cracking open a diary entry from a period she has absolutely no desire to revisit. It would be like reading her own sad, stressed-out journal from a time she wants to forget. In the years since then, fans have occasionally tried to coax her into discussing the episode, tried to get her to talk about it or maybe even watch it with them, but she is always gentle yet firm in her refusal. She's nice about it, but her answer is always no. She recognizes that this episode has its place in her professional history, it's part of her career, whether she likes it or not, but she does not want to turn it into a nostalgic moment or a point of curiosity for fans. Instead, she sees it as a private snapshot of her younger self, one she strongly prefers to leave in the past where it belongs. Some things don't need to be relived, she has said with a quiet finality, with a tone that says the conversation is over. And that one? Well, it's better left where it is. It should stay in the past.